How's it going, guys? Coffee here. Today I wanted to go over some recommendations for void chart strategies. I have been getting a lot of questions about these from people, whether it's for T7 or for T8. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. First things first, if you don't know, the void chart is the new basically tree for the Netherrealm that allows you to input points for whatever content you want to see. So for pretty much every tree for every specific league content, there's enough points in here that you can max out the chance to see any one mechanic. So if you put all your points in here for Dark Surge, you're going to see Dark Surge in 100% of your beacons. Same thing goes for any of these other league mechanics here. So the main things that people are trying to do is, when it comes to T7 farming, for example, they have a character that is stuck and it can't quite do tier 8 because they don't have enough money or gear to get there. This is a strategy that I recommend for getting yourself up to doing tier 8 content. So first things first, under your profound talent constellations here, there is these 2 points up here that give you a 30% chance to replicate star shards. Star shards are going to be the primary source of your income when you are doing this. So star shards themselves, depending on the zone that they're in, for T8, these are selling for like 3 to 3.5 FE each, depending on the zone. And then for T7, they're going for about 3 FE for a Steel Forge as well. And then slightly less for the Voidland zone. I actually don't have any on me, so we can't see those. But last I looked at them, they were maybe about 2.5 FE, something like that, maybe slightly more. So those are going to be the two zones that you primarily want to focus on, as these ones are both maybe about 3, because they do have the most sought after items that you can get from the bosses here. So if you look at the boss drops here on Time Mark 7 for both bosses, they drop the Voidlands boss here, drops Malevolent Hands, which are very sought after for a lot of builds. And then they also drop Twilight Vestments, which is also used in a lot of builds. And then Steel Forge one here is going to drop the necklace Warden's Breastpin, as well as like Vortex Heart is very used, Opening Heart is used, Praise for Injury is used. It's not that as important, but these big 3 here, Warden's Breastpin especially, is like many thousands of FE if you get the right drop on it. And then Vortex Heart and Opening Heart are also some decent money as well. On top of this, the other basically like bonus loot you can get if you do want to just sell or run your star shards instead of selling them is you do have a chance at getting these precise elemental or precise aura skills. With precise elemental resistance being the one that is the most valuable because it increases maximum resistances, which is a very good defensive layer. But primarily, basically what we're focusing on is maximizing our star shard drops. So the first place that this starts here is with the Netherrealm Talent Constellation. These points in this tree right here will increase the chance for our star shards to be duplicated. With this, I believe it's 40, 60... 75% chance, I believe, with this. 75% chance off of this. And then with the 75% chance off of that, plus the 30% chance that you're getting from the other thing, from the other points here, you will ensure that you're from the profound talent constellation, you will ensure that you have a 100% chance to duplicate your star shards every single time. So what that means is you are earning at a minimum 6 FE per map. So the faster you can do these maps, the more money you're going to be making. So if we're running a map here that's taking us, 10 seconds, then that's obviously going to go faster than if we're running something that takes longer. So primarily because of that, everyone's builds are focused on you only want the rewards that come from killing the boss, because you're pretty much going to try to ignore most of the other things around. So in this tree, every single thing here that you get is just giving you basically bonus loot from when you kill the boss. As well as these nodes here just basically duplicate, have a chance to upgrade and duplicate the beacons that are dropping. This one upgrades the compasses. And this one drops the compasses from the bosses. These winding keys here are like 1.5 FE as well. So the rest of this is basically like bubblegum currency, as you would say. You're going to get a lot of it. You can choose to sell it or just keep it for yourself, because you're going to end up using it at some point anyways. But mainly you're just basically taking these star shards and you are just selling off the star shards. Is pretty much the recommendation for just smooth, safe income, and you just focus on the same thing. Repeatedly, if you do want to add in additional league mechanics, I recommend starting with maybe God of War, because this league mechanic itself, it doesn't slow you down at all. The thing at the very beginning of the map actually just gives you more movement speed. So if you are going to be doing this on like the Steelforge zone, which has some pretty long maps, having God of War is going to be very helpful in terms of pushing you, giving you some additional movement speed in order to move quickly. If you are doing the Voidlands area, you can do it if you want, or you can focus on like the Eterna drops here, which will just spawn one boss mob for you to kill. That will give you a little bit of extra money if you kill it and sell their beacon. But primarily, everything is just in the Netherrealm Constellation Tree, and then put it in whatever the league mechanic you want to focus on. For myself, I'm actually doing Dark Surge here, because the invitations for the bosses here are actually selling for anywhere between like 50 to 80 FE right now, last I looked. But if you are going to basically put your points in this Dark Surge tree here, you need to ensure that you have a build that's actually going to be killing things while you're moving. So if you don't have a build that kills things while you're moving, you're not going to be able to get your points up for this Dark Surge tree here. It makes it to where it's harder for the tree to fill up, but it basically fills up to where you'll only ever get one click of Dark Surge, and either it'll spawn a boss or it won't. And if it doesn't spawn a boss, you just leave immediately because you're not focused or worried about the loot. So I can kind of showcase what maps I recommend here. For the Voidlands area, the best recommendation is going to be this map, Filthy Forest, which is very, very short here. So let's go ahead and look at how much time this basically takes here. We are just going to basically be going up here to the upper right. And then we just kind of go in a straight line, and this is going to take us straight to the boss's zone right here. And then we kill the boss, we loot our star shards, and we loot the chest here. If we had God of War running, we would complete it, and then we move on. Right, so that's going to be under 10 seconds a map, depending on how quickly your computer loads. And you go back in, so if you call that, even including going back in and everything, that's maybe 20 seconds. For this area, I recommend Cloud Walls. The map is a little bit longer than some things. I know some people also recommend Beast Plains. So with Cloud Walls and Beast Plains, these are both basically just going to be straight maps that are very linear. You can see here, this is the God of War beacon thing here. Oh, let's go ahead and grab this loot over here. That was a nice drop we got there. Then we can just basically continue to move forward here, and you just move straight up. You don't want to catch that one, though. So once you learn these layouts, it is very helpful to not get lost. I kind of prefer Cloud Walls specifically for that reason, because there's no places where you can go wrong with any of the loot. So let's go ahead and showcase that map as well. But these are pretty much the two maps you do want to focus on for this strategy, just because they're both very linear. There's nothing to get stuck on. So Cloud Walls here, you can see the same thing. It's basically just a very linear map. It's going to go straight, and then we're going to have a portal that goes straight to the boss here that we can use to get to. So having, again, a build like this where I'm actually killing the things on the way is very helpful, because as you can see, when I get here to the boss, I'm just going to spawn my one wave of Dark Surge. I didn't get a boss here. Oh, I have a different Dark Surge tree on. But if I had the other one on where it's just basically get one, get the boss or don't, then if you don't get the boss, again, you end your God of War, you collect your emblem, and then you just teleport out. So these are going to be the best if you're going to just do a T7 boss rushing strategy. For T8, focus on basically the content that you want to do. Everything is very, very profitable right now. They did actually a pretty good job of balancing things. Because of the fact that everyone is basically target farming specific content, everything has some value, right? All the things that are coming from Cube are very nice. The things from Black Sail are nice. I'm personally, right now, I'm farming God of War because I'm trying to self-farm Ghost Slaughter Gauntlets. If I get some of the tradable versions of those are worth like 3,000 FE right now, but I need the non-tradable versions for myself as well. So the more pairs I can get, I'm going to continue to run that. And then I'm running Dark Surge as well, just because I want the Emberon cores. here that are used to corrode gear. And you can see these Emberon cores here are worth maybe half an FE per. I get, maybe 5 to 10 of them per map. So it's a little bit of extra income. Obviously, it's probably even less income than if I were to just be running T7 Boss Rush, but it's a little bit different, and I have chances at getting some like really big ticket item rewards. So yeah, if you have any questions about either of the strategies, I'll include the build codes for the two that I have in the description down below. You'll probably have to be on EU to use those. But those just show you a guide like on the thing and show you which points to pick, but you kind of get the gist of what I recommend. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. And other than that, see you in the next one.